Section 3.5, the 5-number summary and box plots. The 5-number summary of a set of data consists of the smallest data value. That's the first number in the 5-number summary. The second one is Q1. The next one, the third one is Q2 or the median. The fourth one is Q3, and then the largest data value is the 5th number in the 5-number summary. We organize the summary as follows. It's minimum, Q1, median, which is also Q2, Q3, and maximum. So it can be used to create something called a box plot. A box plot. So we determine the lower and the upper fences, right? Remember, lower fence is Q1 minus 1.5 IQR. Upper fence is Q3 plus 1.5, 1.5 times IQR. And the IQR, the interquartile range, is Q3 minus Q1. Remember, it's that middle 50%. Draw a number line long enough to include the max-min values. Insert the vertical lines at Q1, M, and Q3. Enclose them in a box. Label the lower and upper fences. Draw a line from Q1 to the smallest data value that is larger than the lower fence. Draw a line from Q3 to the largest data value that is smaller than the upper fence. So if you notice, all these words mean, when you're drawing lines to the largest data value less than this or whatever, it just means go to the data values inside your fence. Don't graph any outliers in this box plot. Right? And these things are called whiskers. Any data values that are less than the lower fence, that means outside of it, or greater than the upper fence, outside of it, you mark it with an asterisk. All right? An asterisk. All right? You mark it with that. You do that for outliers. You're going to adjoin all the other ones with lines, horizontal and vertical lines. You're going to have a box for the middle 50%. Then you're going to have whiskers going out to the data values that are just inside your fence. The ones that are closest to the fence but still inside it. Anything outside the fence, put an asterisk on it, right? So let's look at this. Let's determine the 5-number summary. Let's get the IQR, the upper fence, the lower fence. Do we have any outliers? If so, what are they? And then let's build a box plot, okay, for this. So we need this thing to be in order. So the smallest data value that we have here is going to be 1. So we took care of that one. Do we have any other 1s? No, then the next data value is a 2. I'm just going to write them underneath them, even though there's nothing between that 6 and 2. I'm just kind of keeping them that way. I know when I get to the end if I have all of them accounted for, correct? So then I'm going to say I have 2 3s here. So put a 3 and a 3. And then after 3 is 4. I have 1 4, and then I have a 5. Do I have any more 5s? No. And then I have what? I got a 6. Oh, and I got another 6. And I got a 7. Do I have another 7? No. And after 7, I have what? 9. And I have another 9. And after 9, what do I have? 15 and 21? 15 and 21. And notice, since I wrote them underneath each number, I knew when I got to the end that everything matched up. I have the right number of numbers, right? The right number of data points in my now ordered list, right? That's in ascending order. So we want to find the minimum. Look, now we know the minimum value is 1, right? That's just 1. And the maximum value is 21, right? So this is 21 and this is 1. And then how do I find Q1, the median, and Q3? Well, find the median first, right? How many data elements do I have, or data points I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 plus 1 over 2 is 14 over 2 is 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So let's make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, it worked out, didn't it? So let me take all those dots off there. Bang the board and making a racket. All right. So 6 is our median. But we have 6 on either side now. So for those, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, remember we don't include the middle point. We have to take the average of those two. So 3 plus 3 over 2 is 3 for Q1. And then here, put those two together, that's 9. And this example is really nice because when you take an average of two numbers that is the same, then that's that number, right? You didn't have to add it up and get a decimal or anything like that. You just added them up. It could happen that way. You could add them up and get 0.5 as a decimal on the end of it. So the interquartile range, that's going to be what? That's going to be 9 minus 3 is 6, right? That's Q3 minus Q1 for IQR. What about the lower fence? The lower fence. So the lower fence, remember the lower fence is Q1 minus 1.5 times the IQR. So we have lower fence is equal to Q1 is 3 minus 1.5 times 6. So that's 3 minus 9. So lower fence is negative 6. Is that what we get for that, for the lower fence? The lower fence is negative 6. What about the upper fence? Well, the upper fence, if you recall, is Q3 plus, right? You're going to add 1.5 times the IQR. So this is going to be Q3 is 9 plus 1.5 times 6, which is 9 plus 9, which is 18. So the upper fence is 18. So 18 for that one. And then do we have any outliers? Well, our fence goes from negative 6 to 18. We don't have anything less than negative 6 because all our numbers are positive. Do we have anything bigger than 18? Yes. Yes, we do. So this value is bigger than 18. So then, yes, we have an outlier. And if so, it is the data value of 21. You can have more than one outlier. And it doesn't have to be a bigger outlier. It can be a smaller outlier. It just, in this example, and even the one we did in the previous section happened to be greater. So here, to draw our box plot, okay, notice what it says do. Find the 5-number summary, find the lower and upper fence, draw a number line to include the max, min. Okay, we have that. Draw the upper and lower fences, label them. So we need to label them somehow. Draw a line in front of Q1. I'm sorry, from Q1 to the smallest data. Wait, where's my? Oh. Insert vertical lines. I went back up here. Insert vertical lines at Q1, M, and Q3 and enclose the vertical lines in a box. So that's what we need to do first. So Q1 is 3. So right here, this is a vertical line. This is Q1 at 3. The median is 6. And then the Q3 is 9. So then that's and then we're going to enclose it in a little box. So, and it's never a bad idea. You could, label it if you wanted to, whatnot. So then it says, and if we want to, we can say, okay, our lower fence is out here. Lower fence is negative 6, and our upper fence is 18 here. Okay, just to remind myself that's where they are. So then, what does it say do next? It says, draw a line from Q1 to the smallest data value that is larger than the lower fence. Okay, so lower fence is negative 6. The smallest data value is 1. So we're going to draw a line out here to 1. And we typically have a shorter vertical line there. And this is called a whisker. That's called a whisker right there. Okay, we'll have a whisker on the left and a whisker on the right. And then the other way, draw one that is less than the upper fence. So the closest one to the upper fence that's less than it is 15. So we're going to come out here all the way out to 15 and have, again, a little short vertical line. This is also a whisker, okay? So this is a whisker, this is a whisker. And then, right, we have to go to the data values that are inside our fence. So since our fence is out here, we stayed inside our fence, right? But wait a minute, we have that one outlier of what? 21, so we put a little asterisk out here, right? Out there, 21. And that takes care of our outlier. So there's our box plot. This is our box plot. I hope this helps you out with the 5-number summary and box plots, section 3.5.